slow dancing in the dark. The first time Leo saw Luna, it was across a crowded room, bathed in the muted glow of fairy lights strung haphazardly. He was there, as he often was, a ghost at a party, accompanying friends he barely registered. His life felt like a well-worn path, comfortable but devoid of surprise, especially in matters of the heart. He'd known stability, kindness even, in his current relationship, a quiet understanding that felt sufficient. Until Luna. She stood by the window, her silhouette framed by the night, and something in him, a long-dormant tremor, awakened. He felt a pull, inexplicable and immediate, like a missing piece of a puzzle he hadn't even realized was incomplete. Her eyes, even from that distance, seemed to hold galaxies, and a quiet sadness he instantly recognized, though he couldn't say why. He didn't approach her that night. He merely watched, a silent, internal acknowledgement that his world had, subtly but irrevocably, shifted on its axis. Luna felt it too, a strange hum in the air, a sense of being seen in a way she rarely was. Her life was a carefully constructed cage, gilded perhaps, but a cage nonetheless. Her parents, strict to an almost suffocating degree even in her early 20s, dictated every aspect of her existence, from her studies to her social interactions. Love, especially an unplanned, undeniable kind, was a dangerous variable, a threat to the fragile peace she maintained. Yet when her gaze, almost by accident, met his, a jolt went through her, a spark in the dark. It was the feeling of finding a reflection of her own unspoken longings, a whisper of freedom she hadn't dared to dream. Their paths crossed again, serendipitously, or perhaps fatefully, at a quiet cafe. This time they spoke. Simple words at first, about coffee and the weather, but beneath the surface an electric current hummed. They were both shy, yet an immediate, profound comfort settled between them. They talked about anything and everything, as if their souls had always known each other. Leo found himself leaning in, drawn by a gravity he couldn't resist. He learned about her stifling home life, the constant surveillance, the dreams she kept locked away. And Luna, for the first time in what felt like forever, felt truly heard. She saw in his eyes a depth, a quiet strength that felt like a safe harbor. He started noticing it then, that look. Every time he'd glance at her and she'd catch his eye, her beautiful green eyes would hold a certain intensity, paired with a shy but undeniably flirty smile. It was a silent song, pulling him closer, leaving him delightfully confused by the swirling emotions she stirred. It was then he started thinking of her as his siren, for the way she effortlessly lured him in, her eyes and smile singing beautiful, captivating songs to his very soul. Their connection grew with a ferocity that defied logic. Stolen moments, whispered phone calls late at night, clandestine meetings in parks where the winter air bit at their cheeks and streetlights cast long, shivering shadows. The distant hum of the city, the rustle of bare branches, became the soundtrack to their secret world. Every touch, every glance, every shared silence was infused with a longing so potent it hurt. It was a love that shouldn't have happened, a betrayal of unspoken vows on his part, a dangerous rebellion on hers, and yet it was undeniable. It was them. He started calling her his butterfly, a tender endearment for her delicate strength and the way she made his heart flutter. She in turn began calling him Moon, my Moon, or Mr. Moon, sensing his quiet constancy and the light he brought into her shadowed world. The tension between them, thick and almost visible, built with every passing day. It was a sexual tension so intense it vibrated in the air around them, a raw, elemental pull that defied their inability to bridge the physical gap. Their souls hugged tighter and tighter, unable to let go, even as their minds screamed caution. One evening, unable to bear the confusion and the weight of his own burgeoning feelings, Leo finally approached her, his voice serious, almost demanding. "Do you have feelings for me?" he asked, hoping, in a twisted way, that she would say no. He wanted a reason, any reason, to let go of this powerful, dangerous love. He likely intimidated her, his earnest intensity perhaps mistaken for anger. Luna's voice was soft, shaky. "Yes," she whispered. His world came crashing down. In that single, tremulous word, he knew their connection was real, undeniable. His chest ached with both pain and a strange, overwhelming happiness. "I have feelings for you too," he confessed, the words tumbling out before he could stop them. Luna's face lit up, a radiant glow, but a profound sadness still shadowed her green eyes. They both knew it was wrong, impossible, yet utterly true. It was after this confession, in a moment of quiet reflection, that Luna confessed. "It's like, I knew something was missing, but I never knew what it was until you—" Leo reached for her hand, a gesture both hesitant and firm. "I felt it too. Like a piece of string, waiting for something to tie it to." He remembered a night, early in their connection, when she had texted him, "I could grab the moon for you." He had replied, "Grab the moon. I have a piece of string in my pocket. I'll turn it into your balloon." The string had been a silent promise ever since, a tangible anchor for his impossible hope. After that confession, their love only intensified. Leo, in a desperate attempt to sever the connection, sent her multiple letters. They were meant to be goodbye letters, carefully reasoned explanations of why they couldn't be together, why this love was impossible. But with each letter, their bond only grew stronger. They were accidental love letters in disguise, each word meant to create distance, instead pulling their souls closer. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months. The pain of their situation was a constant thrum beneath the surface of their lives. Leo would come home to the quiet comfort of his current relationship, a comfort that now felt hollow, a gentle lie. He tried to be present, to be kind, but his heart belonged to whispered promises under a distant moon. He'd sit across the dinner table listening to mundane conversations, his mind miles away, replaying a whispered word from Luna, or the memory of her green eyes. The guilt was a dull ache, but the pull towards her was an undeniable force. Luna, meanwhile, found her cage growing tighter. Her parents' suspicions mounted, their vigilance intensified. Each furtive text, each hurried glance at her phone, felt like a dangerous gamble, but the risk was always worth the fleeting connection to him. One evening, after a particularly difficult day for Luna, filled with her parents' harsh words and tighter restrictions, she texted him. "I feel like sometimes you want to say things but don't." Leo's heart constricted. He was on his balcony, looking up at the pale crescent moon, a constant companion in his solitary thoughts. He stared at the message for a long time. "I guess I'm that obvious, huh? Ha ha. Well, yay, there's so much I want to say, but don't. So many feelings that I want to put into words, but when I do find the words, I hold back. I keep trying to hold back my love for you, but you make it impossible. All I want to do is run up to you and hug you, hold you in my arms and never let you go. So many unsaid things. I love you. I need you. You mean the world to me. I want you here with me forever." Words that burned on his tongue but remained trapped. He didn't send the last part. He deleted it, his chest aching. He reached into his pocket, his fingers closing around the small piece of string, a silent plea to the universe. The moon watched over him, a silent confidant. He was her moon, in a way. Present, constant, watchful, protective, but distant. The moon so beautiful, so close yet so out of reach. He could offer light, a silent vigil, but not the physical closeness his soul craved. He still carried that piece of string in his pocket, waiting for the moment the moon would come down to take a closer look at her beautiful green eyes. That's when he'd tie it and make her his. He sent her a song instead, a melancholic Spanish ballad, its lyrics speaking of an aching love, a profound yearning. He knew she didn't understand the words, but he hoped she felt the raw emotion woven into the melody. He often put up songs for her, silent declarations when his voice failed him, or when he feared speaking too loudly would break the fragile unspoken rules of their connection. "You're so, oh so pretty," he texted her one day, a seemingly light compliment that held the weight of oceans behind it. It was one of the few things he let slip, a sliver of the overwhelming affection he felt. And then there was the feeling, that sudden, involuntary burst of pure love and happiness that would bloom in his chest, hitting him unexpectedly during a shared glance or a quiet moment. This feeling, they both knew, was a raw, aching desire to simply run to each other, to embrace so tightly they'd merge, to kiss away the distance, to give and receive the boundless love they both yearned for and needed. It was a silent explosion of emotion that left him breathless, yet always, always bound by the vast ocean of unsaid things that stretched between them, a silent language they both understood but couldn't yet speak aloud. Luna, on her end, felt every unspoken word, every gentle gesture. She felt the moonlight he cast upon her, a protective glow in her shadowed world. She felt the warmth of his admiration, even if he held back the full force of it. She called him her moon, and for now, she knew that's all he could be, her moon. Present, constant, watchful, protective, but distant. The moon, so beautiful, so close, yet so out of reach. He would be her moon, always her moon. But if he could give her the moon, he would. One quiet night, after a particularly draining day for Leo, burdened by the silent weight of his choices, a message from Luna arrived. It wasn't a question, but a gentle offering. Like the moon and the stars in the sky, so bright and beautiful, I will send you a butterfly with blue wings your way, for she will bring you happiness and healing. This butterfly sees that you're hurting inside. Let her fly to you and land on any part of you where you feel pain. Her soft touch makes you light up with a smile that says thank you when you light up. The moon gets brighter, the butterfly glows, and you smile. Leo read it, a wave of unexpected comfort washing over him. She saw him, truly saw his pain, even as he tried to hide it. Her words were a balm, a gentle touch on the ache in his chest. He imagined the blue-winged butterfly, her butterfly, bringing him the very solace he desperately needed. He felt a faint smile touch his lips, and in that moment, he understood. When he lit up, his moon self shone brighter, and her butterfly glowed. It was a silent, beautiful exchange of light and healing. The relentless rhythm of their hidden love continued, each day a quiet battle against their circumstances. The external pressures on their lives remained unyielding, a constant reminder of the impossible nature of their bond. Leo's heart, though committed to whispered promises under a distant moon, felt the strain of his divided existence. Luna's cage, though she fought against it with fierce determination, still held her. Then came the day she broke. The pressure was immense, a crushing weight that stole her breath. She sent him a message late at night, unfiltered and raw. "Hey, how are you?" "Me, I'm okay." "Well, I'm trying to be okay. I have so much to say to you, but it's just so hard, and I don't know why I'm hurting inside. And I know you are too. As the days drag on, I feel my heart shattering more and more. Like a butterfly with a broken wing, still trying to fly. Yet every time she fights to fly with the broken pieces, something always pulls her back down." Leo read it, his own heart shattering in rhythm with hers. He could feel her pain across the distance, a tangible ache in his chest. He looked up at the moon, now full and brilliant, casting its silver light over everything. He felt the weight of her sadness, the moonlight dimming in response to his own helplessness. He started typing, words of comfort, words of encouragement. He needed her to know he was there, even if he couldn't physically reach her. The moon watching over her, he typed, trying to bring her all the light she needs to keep flying and pushing through. But the moon himself needs the light also. He feels the weight of the butterfly getting heavier. The moonlight dims as he sees the hurt of his butterfly. He envisioned himself, the moon, speaking to her, the broken butterfly. He tells her, "Hey, it's okay. I'm here now. Get up. Move your wings." He sent it, imagining his words as a gentle current, lifting her. Luna, huddled in her room, tears streaming down her face, felt a flicker of hope as his message came through. She imagined his voice, calm and steady, urging her on. She took a shaky breath. So she does, slowly, in pain. She doesn't give up. The moon's light shines on her, lifting her back up into the night sky, guiding her to safety. She continued the story in her head, the image of him, her moon, whispering sweet poems to her as she flew back home. She knew with an unwavering certainty that no matter the hurt, he would always leave a little light for her. She saw herself, the butterfly, glowing ever so brightly, bouncing around, fireflies singing lullabies around her, healing her broken wounds. The moon's light shone and sang too. She imagined arriving home safely, to a home with more butterflies, welcoming her in, healing her with love and care. It was late now, the world outside her window peaceful, calm. The cold breeze rustled the trees, the birds sound asleep. She knew it was time to rest. But before she did, she flew out the window of her mind, telling her moon, "Thank you for leaving a light, even in the darkest of nights." Leo received her message, a small smile gracing his lips. He typed back, his heart full. "You're welcome, my butterfly. Rest easy. Take care." He added the letters he had given her, a secret code of love and reassurance, born from a moment of profound vulnerability and boundless affection. NLTFTFTB, NLTBSF. Never let the light dim from your beautiful eyes. Never let that smile fade. He knew it had been impossible for her to remember all he'd said that night, all the advice, the kind words, the declarations of her worth. But those letters, that acronym, held it all. It came from his heart and soul, and he meant it. They were two souls tangled in a love that pulsed with the pain of circumstance, a love that shouldn't have been but undeniably was. A love that hurt, deep and true, like missing pieces they never knew they were missing until they found each other. And every night they would slow dance in the dark, bathed in the moon's silent glow, two hearts connected by an invisible string, waiting for the dawn that might finally bring them together.